gave us life, so let us live. Sing along. Stop the war. Hey, we got to stop the war.
It's exactly 6.5 after 3 o'clock. Welcome to the second lab. This is Backchat. A promise I make is a promise I keep. When I started the show and throughout, I've been saying that, I'm looking forward to this moment. It's the 10th annual Ashley Kriel Memorial Lecture titled My Voice, Our Story, happening on the 3rd of October at 6 o'clock. And to tell us more about this and its history and its origins and who Ashley Kriel is, I've got Eleanor Swartz joining us now on the line. Eleanor, welcome on the show, ma'am.
Hi, thanks, Basi, for having me.
It's a great pleasure. You know, during this time of the moment, I'm the first one to call you. Because the relationship between, with Ashley and what he stood for, and especially for the youth of today, you must know what he stood for. Introduce us to Ashley.
Well, Ashley is a young man hailing from Cape Flats, Bonteheuwel, and he was extremely active in his community. He was active in school, and he was eventually recruited to be an MK soldier. And unfortunately, he was killed in 1987 by the security police at the tender age of 20 years old.
Wow. And was already an AK member by then, eh?
Yeah, and he was already being so, influential in his community and kind of mobilizing young people to kind of voice their frustrations against what was happening at the time.
If you look, Eleanor, the youth then and the youth of today, and in as much as we know that lifestyle is not stagnant, it's it evolves. There are always changes, and then for us, the youth of then, have we made input and in order to change, so to prepare the youth for what they've got now, and it's a new dispensation. We in government, or is it 2 steps back or 2 steps ahead, or
Well, you know what, this is a question that we kind of have to struggle with. I think that sometimes I think it's a bit unfair to kind of juxtapose the two generations against one another because of, like you said, the complete different dispensation at the moment. The young people today are enjoying privileges and benefits that their previous generation didn't have. But then at the same time, there are different struggles, and there are different fights that need to be fought. But one thing that I've learned throughout this year, working with young people from all over the Western Cape, is that young people are not inactive. And young people are not just sitting by and just taking whatever comes their way. They're actually doing things. It might not be on the scale, or it might not be similar to the kind of struggle and kind of contribution that the previous generation made, but the contributions that they are making now are still very valid, and it is they're trying to make a difference.
It's one of the arguments we're having here at the station, that maybe it's either we are being close behind and we think it's either we have to play catch up here, because these are two different stages and different scenarios.
Definitely. And also these different stages and different times call for different actions. That's one of the things with this youth leadership development project here at IJR. It's kind of looking at what does youth activism look like today, because Ashley is known for his activism and the very active role that he played. So what does youth activism look like today? What are they doing? What are young people doing? And some of the interesting things that they're doing, they're starting initiatives within their communities. So it's on small scale, but the impact is just as big.
It's as big, if not doubled our impact. We were forced by the condition to go out in the streets, and do the but them, they're so advanced. They use social media, everything, articulate, and attending leadership courses and all about that, asking questions
and mobilizing themselves and the young people.
It's true. So it is now. It's the 10th one. Kriel Memorial Lecture.
Can you believe it?
Wow.
It's been 10 years, and this year again we're hosting it at the University of the Western Cape, which has been a awesome partner to be partnering with. And then we decided that because it's the 10th year, it's monumental, it's huge, and to kind of have it different from the other years. Because the theme for this year is My Voice, Our Story, we're focusing on what does it mean for young people to claim their voice, to claim the agency that they have, and then seeing where that voice fits into the larger story, or perhaps I should say the multiple stories that make up the South African narrative. So how is it that me, from Bonteheuwel, how does my story, my voice, fit into this bigger picture? So to kind of make it different, we've got an awesome speaker for this year.
Okay.
His name is Kurt Orderson.
Wow, my brother.
He's an activist and a filmmaker, which he focuses predominantly on social issues and talking about these things. And one thing that he's passionate about as well is this whole idea of us telling our own story. Because, many times other people tell our stories,
or they've been telling our stories, man.
Yeah. And we are confined by, like the author, Nigerian author Chimamanda Adichie says, we're confined by the single story that we have of ourselves or that people have of us. So it's now kind of time to claim
story in the
narrative.
Tell our story in the language you're comfortable with, express ourselves the way we want to
Exactly. And also to add on to that, we have awesome performances for the evening from poetry sessions. They come from Stellenbosch University. And they are going to come and then speak in these different ways because, we talk in different ways. So they're going to also then come and use spoken word and see how we can use that also as a tool to kind of tell our story.
Wow. Are you telling me Stellenbosch University also be presenting an item on this event?
Yeah, they're called the In Zinc Poetry Sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. So when is this happening, madam?
So this is happening the 3rd of October. It's this Thursday. It's going to be at the Life Sciences Building Auditorium at the University of the Western Cape. And we start at 6.
It's 6 o'clock. And everyone is invited.
Everyone is invited. If you've got a voice and if you've got a story, then you should come. If you consider yourself to be a young person, then you should come. And anybody who's got an interest in following also the legacy of Ashley Kriel and what he left behind and what he stood for, please come.
All right. And what are you going to do with this story?
Well, we want to have a question and answer session also during the lecture. So then it isn't just somebody standing and lecturing. It's actually we're trying to have it be a conversation. So everybody who's there can kind of also have an opportunity to kind of just put in their 5 cents and talk. And it will be recorded. And also we will then make it available on our website and also on our YouTube page. But then a very exciting thing also is that the young people that have been involved in the Ashley Kriel Youth Leadership Development Project for this year will also attend the lecture, and we will also then honor them and the commitment that they've made to be part of this leadership development course and to kind of better themselves. So then those that come can also have the opportunity to meet them and perhaps talk to them and find out how the project has been. And so I think it's
briefly on that one, Eleanor, how are they doing now? Are they back to their communities doing programs there or what?
Yes, they've been involved for this whole year, and we've been dealing mostly on issues of the past and the memory and how we kind of reconcile the two and where we fit in, what our voice is. So it was a lot of agency building workshops. And what they are doing, so they come from universities. Some of them are university students, some of them are out of school, and some of them are school going. So it's kind of like mentorship, learning together sessions. So they have made provision to stay in contact, and they also help one another. So some of the university students, they have come up with an initiative where they're going to take the school-going kids and take them to the universities and show them what it looks like. Because, sometimes if you don't have access to these places, it seems a bit intimidating, like only some people can go here.
And these places are ours, ons moet hulle oorvat, man.
Ja, hulle moet dit oorvat, hulle moet sommer almal kom.
These are our spaces.
Exactly.
So come the 3rd of October at 6 o'clock, and the venue again?
The venue is the Life Sciences Building Auditorium.
University of Western Cape.
Yes.
The former bush.
The former bush. Or maybe still the bush.
Still Elena, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Buzzy.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, bye-bye.
Taking us to exactly 16 after 3 o'clock, Ellen.